Hello guys, what's up? It is Hanini99, Pennsylvania Pigger Tanner. Any way that you know me, any ones that I'm forgetting, but hello. I'm coming to you to announce a very special date and a very special anniversary of something great in our nation. Something I shouldn't say that's great, but an importance of a loss of a great human being. That's the way it should go. But today is the 50th anniversary of John F. Kennedy's assassination, 11/22/63, as of today's date, 11/22/2013. It is not only the anniversary, it's not only the anniversary, but it's the 50th anniversary, which earlier this year it was the anniversary of the MLK's I Have a Dream speech, and there were a lot of good things that happened this year, but this was probably the worst thing that happened to the nation this year, or in that year, excuse me, but this is going to be uploaded either a day before, and some people are going to see this 2 days before, because I will not be home to upload this video on November 22nd, 2013, because I will be leaving for a trip to Florida Friday at 2:15, so I'm going to start uploading this Thursday night, and I'm going to start showing it to people Wednesday night to see what they think. But today I decided that JFK is probably my favorite idol, and he's probably my favorite person to look up to. He was a really intelligent man, and he should be anyone's idol to look up to. But today I chose to commemorate him by reading one of his finest speeches. It's entitled his Peace Speech, which he read aloud to the American University a few months before he got shot, which was very unfortunate. It was delivered on June 10th, 1963, and again, like I said, that's only a very short amount of time before he was shot and killed by an assassin's bullet. But this serves as a good idea of what this nation should still be today, because what we're with right now in the nation, as in standing of us watching over all the other smaller countries and sticking up for them and ending up getting our butts in trouble, that's not how we should be going about anything at this time, especially the way our nation is standing. But I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm also going to do my JFK impersonation. I've always tried to get it the best as I could, but as everyone knows, I like to do funny voices sometimes, so I think it sounds good, but I don't know. I don't think anyone else has heard it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. So I'm going to give a nice little speech after this, and then that should be the end of the video, so I'll address it when we get there. What kind of peace do we seek? Not a Pax Americana enforced on the world by American weapons of war. Not the peace of the grave or the security of the slave. I'm talking about genuine peace. The kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living. The kind that enables men and nations to grow and to hope and build a better life for their children. Not merely peace for Americans, but peace for all men and women. Not merely peace in our time, but peace for all time. Total war makes no sense in an age where great powers can maintain large and relatively invulnerable forces. Nuclear, not only, and to refuse to surrender without resort to those forces. It makes no sense in an age where a single nuclear weapon can contain almost 10 times the explosive force delivered by almost all the Allied forces in the Second World War. It makes no sense in an age when the deadly poisons produced by a nuclear exchange would be carried by wind and water and soil and seed to the far corners of the globe to generations yet unborn. Today, the expenditure of billions of dollars every year on weapons acquired for the purpose of making sure we never need to use them is essential to keeping the peace. But surely the question of such idle stockpiles, which can only destroy and never create, is not only, much less the most efficient, means of assuring peace. Some say that it is useless to speak of the word, of peace, of world law, of world disarmament, and that it will be useless until the leaders of the Soviet Union adopt a more enlightened attitude. I hope that they do. I believe we can help them do it. But I also believe that we must re-examine our own attitude, as individuals, as a nation, for our attitude is essential as theirs. First, let us examine our attitude towards peace itself. Too many of us think that it is impossible. Too many think it is unreal. But that is a dangerous, defeatist belief. It leads to the conclusion that war is inevitable, that mankind is doomed, and that we are gripped by forces we cannot control. We need not accept that view. Our problems are man-made, therefore they can be solved by man. And man can be as big as he wants. No problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. Man's reason and spirit have often solved the seemingly unsolvable, and we believe that they can do it again. I'm not referring to the absolute infinite concept of peace and goodwill of which some fantasies and fanatics dream. I do not deny the value of hopes and dreams, but we merely invite discouragement and incredulity by making that our only and immediate goal. Let us focus on a more practical, more attainable peace, based not on a sudden revolution in human nature, but on a gradual evolution in human institutions, on a series of concrete actions and effective agreements which are in interest of all the concerned. There is no single, simple key to this peace, no grand or magic formula to be adopted by one or two powers. Genuine peace must be the product of many nations, the sum of many acts, and it must be dynamic, not static, changing to meet the challenge of each new generation. World peace, like community peace, does not require that each man love his neighbor. It requires only that they live together in mutual tolerance, submitting their disputes to a just and peaceful settlement. History teaches that enmities between nations, as between individuals, do not last forever. However fixed our likes and dislikes may seem, the tide of time and events will often bring surprising changes in the relations between nations and neighbors. By defining our goal more clearly, by making it seem more manageable and less remote, we can help all peoples to see it, to draw hope from it, and to move irresistibly toward it. No government or social system is so evil that its people must be considered as lacking in virtue. As Americans, we find communism profoundly repugnant and as a negation of personal freedom and dignity. But we can still hail the Russian people for their many achievements in science, in space, in economic and industrial growth, and in culture and acts of courage. Among the many traits the people of our two countries have in common, none is stronger than our mutual abhorrence of war. almost unique among the major world powers, we have never been at war with each other. And no nation in the history of battle has ever suffered more than the Soviet Union in the Second World War. At least 20 million have lost their lives. Countless millions of homes and farms were burned or sacked. A third of the nation's territory, including nearly 2/3 of its industrial base, was turned into a wasteland. A loss equivalent to the destruction of this country east of Chicago. Today, should total war ever break out again, no matter how, our two countries would become the primary targets. It is an ironic but accurate fact that the two strongest powers are the two in the most danger of devastation. All we have built, all we have worked for, would be destroyed in the first 24 hours. And even in the Cold War, which brings burdens and dangers to so many nations, including this nation's closest allies, our two countries could bear the heaviest burdens, for we are both devoting in massive sums of money to weapons that could be better devoted to combating ignorance, poverty, and disease. We are both caught up in a vicious and dangerous cycle in which suspicion on one side breeds suspicion on the other. And new weapons beget counter-weapons. So let us not be blind to our differences, but let us also direct attention to our common interests, and by the means by which those differences can be resolved. And if we cannot end our now differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future, and we are all mortal. Above all, while defining our own vital interests, nuclear powers must avert those confrontations which bring an adversary to a choice of either a humiliating retreat or a nuclear war. To adopt that kind of course in the nuclear age would be evidence of only bankruptcy of our policy, or of a collective death wish for the world. Our primary long-range interest is general and complete disarmament, designed to take place by stages, permitting parallel political developments to build the new institutions of peace which would take place of arms. And time and the world do not stand still. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. So that was the American Institution speech, and I hope you liked it. I know I stumbled a few times. I just can't do that, especially without stumbling. But if you guys haven't noticed, it's in the back of the special edition Time magazine. If I were going to get it, I would go and get it now. It's only on shelves until January 17th of 2014. It has vibrant, colorful pictures going from his campaign to his actual time in office, inauguration day, and going up until he was assassinated. But besides that, I hope you all know that today is a very solemn day, and a day that we lost one of America's greatest presidents, and if not the best president. So I want to thank you guys for watching this part, but the part that I want to speak to you today also is the fact that just him personally inspires me to have a personal goal. And I will state that personal goal after I retell a story that actually happened this morning that actually fuels that goal even more. This morning my friends and I, we were talking, and there is a 28th amendment that is going to Congress here pretty soon, and it's called the Trayvon Amendment. Now, I'm not on either side of the Trayvon case because I was not paying enough attention and I do not care to know enough about it to stick my head in any side. But supposedly they are going to start something where they take all of our guns, and basically we don't get them back. There's a lot of stuff about the high-cap magazines. There's stuff about you have to take a mental stability test or something like that in order to purchase a weapon. There's some things about Obamacare in there, but that's all I know. I only heard it being read to me once, so if some of that's wrong, I mean, it's understandable, and excuse me for it, but from what I did hear this morning, what I remember specifically, what stuck out in my head was very, very wrong. Okay, if this keeps going any farther with what Obama is doing to this nation, it is very, very dumb. It's very dumb, and it's very bad for this nation. We are going into another recession on the track that we are still going. All that progress we just made, we're going and digging ourselves another hole. With the way that Obama is going, he is not going to do us any good at all in the next future. I do not see how America as a group could re-elect Obama. I have my own choice on Obama, and I say no to Obama. No Obama. I never voted for him in the first place. Okay, I am a Democrat and I'm also a Republican. Now, I can't say that I'm both. I can't. I know that's not possible. I have views for both sides. I'm not going to release which one I am because I know which one I truly am. Now, if you can tell that by this video, then go straight ahead and assume, but I'm not releasing anything. But what I'm here to tell you today is that I have no clue where we're going to be in 2016, whether we're still going to be a nation or not. If things keep going with Obamacare, thank God we're kind of finally going to get it out of office. Thank God we're going to have something better, you know, but I can't help anything. The reason why is because us teenagers don't have a vote. Now, most teenagers don't care about politics, but I'm a teenager, and as a teenager myself, I am 16 years old, and I care very much about this nation's politics, because I know one day that the politics that are running this country now are going to affect how me and my family live one day in the very near future. And if we don't change things now, I feel that if we don't do things now, the American future is going to be very, very dull, very, very controlled, and very, very bland. Now, I do not want that for this future nation at all. I do not see that. I would like America to become the superpower that it was, and not the country that gets hated on every single day of the year. You know, as JFK, I can relate back to so many things right now, but we don't have to worry about just Russia anymore. China's against us. Korea's against us. We have made so many allies by sticking our noses in places where it should not have been. We have made allies in this country, around this country, but not enough to help us against an attack against three of the largest countries over in Asia. It's not even good. Okay? We cannot defend ourselves from an impending strike on Russia, China, and Korea. They all have each other's backs over there. If we make one wrong move, we're gone. I mean, what JFK established with the Soviet Union is completely gone. We need a future where there is mutual agreements like there was there. I hope that one day Korea will not be a dictatorship, and I hope that one day China won't have martial law, and I hope that one day just the entire human race can live in one piece as a whole, together. But I don't think that will be in the near future, but I can tell you this. I told my friends this, and I told a few other people this. This goal that I've been speaking of, I would like to run for president. I'm going to run for president when I'm 30. The second I turn 30, and I think if I calculated right, it will be 2028 by the time I'm 30. So by 2028, I will be in the 2028 election running. I won't tell you on what side I am, but I can guarantee you that I will be running for president. Because this nation needs a very quick change. And by the people that are going into office, if the people that are going into office in 2016 are going, if they say they're going into office, there are very few people that I feel can actually run this country and turn around what Obama has already done. Obama keeps blaming George Bush for everything. George Bush did absolutely nothing, Obama. He's not there with you now. He wasn't there with you the past 4 years. He wasn't there for you the past year and a half, soon to be the past 2 years, Obama. He's not controlling your life. He didn't leave a massive amount of debt for you, Obama, okay? Now, I know that if this video goes viral, which I'm not expecting it to in any way, this is just a video that I'm posting on my channels to celebrate JFK. But I'm just saying, okay, Obama has screwed us up so bad. We've had it coming since the 80s, but Obama has just done 3 times what we weren't expecting for. And again, 2028, I'm running. My friends said they would vote for me. They know me. I've been around them for years. So if my best friends can trust me, then I feel that a bunch of you can. I have ideas for this country that the world has never seen before in almost 50 years since JFK was in office. I feel that I am a lot like JFK and I have a lot of ideals just like him. I would love to have met JFK if he were still alive today, which I do not think he would be, unless he would be 80 or 90. And by the time I'd be president, he might as well have been dead. But who knows? If time travel was ever invented, that would be the first thing that I would do. I would go back, meet JFK, you know? But it's just something that couldn't have been stopped. It was something that came as an unseen threat. But, you know, it was one of the nation's worst days, if not the worst. That's all that I really have to say. I mean, I'm just speechless. A lot of people say that 16-year-olds can't feel this way about politics because they don't know enough. Well, I'm getting a public education and I understand half of the things that are going on in this nation. And I know a lot more than half of the people that are running this nation. Joe Biden doesn't know anything. He's an arrogant, cocky son of a gun. I would say I have a few choice words for him. Mr. Smiles all the time, thinks everything's a joke. This country's not a joke. It's not. Mr. Biden, Mr. Obama, none of this is a joke. When I see pictures of Obama with his feet up, propped up on the Oval Office desk, I am not amused whatsoever. I'm not amused at all. That is the first time I've ever seen someone so relaxed in the Oval Office when the job of president, especially in the time this country is in now, no one should ever be propping their feet up. This is not a vacation, Obama. It's not another job. It's not. And you know something? Sorry about that, my camera died. But you know something? That's all I have to really say. I already went 23 minutes in, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it as it is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of JFK, the loss of the nation's greatest president, in my opinion, and we all should just give thanks for what he's done for this country, even though most of it's been dismantled. And the other thing is, look for me, 2028, and you'll see me, you'll know. But I have good ideas for this country, and I have very choice words, and I feel that as a teenager, we're not being able to voice those words. So again, thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, rate, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time.